Hey, what's up? A review? Don't we have more people for that? What about Byron?
You don't like girls?
No, this isn't the one. Nice, a free heavy machine gun. Oh, now I remember. What about Shadow? Right, he disappeared from the face of the earth. And what about next? Too busy making videos? Okay, I'll review some KOF games as a pilot, okay? Cool. Well, might as well get started.
Go red! Get him red! Come on! Get him red! Kill it! Go red! Get him red! Come on! Get him red! Kill it! Come on! Go red! Get him red! Come on! Get him red! Go red! Get him red! Come on! Get him red! Kill it! Come on! Go red! Get him red! Come on! Get him red! Kill it! Come on! Go red!
Okay! Ora, ora!
Let's start with how the game looks. Doesn't it look amazing? Just look at the backgrounds, the details. Doesn't everything look great? Well, except the characters, some look a little rough. The music, well, it's an SNK game. It's obviously fucking great. The voices don't sound as good as later KOF games, but they sure are better than Michigan Report from Hell.
Up high, down low. You gotta shoot the subject from every angle.
And now the gameplay. The game has 2 kick buttons and 2 punch buttons. The main system includes the dodge, which is performed by pressing both weak buttons, and the spirit bar, which is charged by holding the buttons A, B, and C. There's also a dash that's performed by pressing left or right twice. The character then does a small hop that leaves you so fucking bored. If your spirit bar is full, then your character is stronger and he or she can perform a desperation move. These moves can also be performed when your character's life bar is flashing red. I'm not sure how I feel about the game, especially after playing the later games in the series. I don't really know how to use the dodge move and the dash, and the desperation moves are heavily punished. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but I'm not used to playing like this. With 1 credit, I managed to get to the last stage. I was really close to Rugal. Oh, Rugal. You wouldn't think I'd leave the final boss out, wouldn't you? After all, this whole thing is an excuse to bitch about the bosses anyway. This guy is tricky to beat at first, but there's a strategy that works with every character. Well, it's not like SNK will let you off easy. Yep, there's a second form, and you don't recover any of the characters you lost in the previous one. How would I describe this? Well... Fuck! Oh, God damn it! God fucking damn it! This guy is fucking impossible. He can take 75% of your health with 1 combo, and half that combo is the Genocide Kata. The developers admitted that they went a bit overboard with the damage that move made. Look at that bullshit! It really doesn't help that you have to fight his first form after you continue. You're gonna start to lose against it because you're getting frustrated. Now I think that despite me not liking it that much, the game is pretty good. For its time, it was revolutionary. Now, it still lives up for people that can look over its flaws. I suggest not giving up immediately and playing it for a while to get used to the controls. I think we're done. Let's move on to the next game.
via flying the tunnel area to pro sector 23. Inform ATC on initial contact. Received information Delta. Aircraft flying via flying the tunnel area to pro sector. Inform ATC on initial contact. Received information Delta.
The King of Fighters.
95 is a lot like 94. It's almost the same, but some tweaks were made that make the game a lot smoother. The game also looks prettier. I'm not only talking about the character sprites and backgrounds. The artwork is also way better. It has this cool anime style. There really aren't that many gameplay changes. The only one I noticed is that now you can do a counterattack after you dodge and you can edit your team. Yeah, I guess the design was bad enough that you had to master 3 characters without the game picking them for you. You don't get an ending if you use an edited team though. A little thing I noticed is that Ralph's Gatling attack is way more punishable than in 94. The only thing it's good for here is to finish off King and Judy. Yeah, that's a thing. Since there's not that much to talk about, let's talk about the bosses. Getting to them is hard enough. I never made it using fair play. First, there's Saishu, the sub-boss. Jesus H fucking Christ, where do I start with this guy? 2 moves stand out and piss me the fuck off. An anti-air that has a lot of priority, and this little fucking rushdown move. Even if I block it, it will still hit me. You wanna know why? Because it has to be blocked high. There's only one way to describe this boss battle.
Fucking bullshit!
I got this guy once after he easily wiped out my 2 other characters. And what do I get? I get to fight Omega Rugal. Once again, without getting any of my characters back. Really, SNK? Is that how it's gonna go? Omega Rugal is a little bit more powerful than Saishu, meaning he can take your health bar clean off with a small combo. The biggest problem, however, is that Saishu probably killed off 2 of your characters and left the 3rd one in a bad shape. To sum this up, this is like fighting Rugal's second form twice.
It doesn't matter what you think!
I didn't like the game that much at the beginning, but after the soul went away, I'd say it improved a lot from 94. Plus, this one has Yuri, making it infinitely better. Now we move on to 96.
Violent fighting to come again. As the year flew by from the excitement, we now declare the opening of our special team tournament begins. In 1996.
Alright, this game's pretty fucking awesome. I love the fact that they changed the dodge move to a roll. It's much easier to use and it's less punishing if it goes wrong. The same goes for the dash move that got replaced by a run instead of a hop. Thank fucking Christ. Desperation moves are easier to pull off and they're not that punishable, mostly because the damage ratio of the attack stopped being so bullshit. There are also super desperation moves in this game, which are performed by doing a desperation move with a full spirit bar and low health. Some characters even have 2 desperation moves, like Ralph. Another neat thing is that there are 4 types of jumps depending on whether or not you're running and how you press up. The game looks so much prettier than the previous ones. Besides the awesome character sprites, the level of detail in the stages is huge. just look at all the shit that's going on in the background. The voices started to get better with this game as well, they are no longer overshadowed, and the sound effects make corpse stomping someone 10 times better. Not to mention the fucking music. And now the part you've all been waiting for, the bosses. This is the earliest game in the series in which I can get to the final boss. Quite easily actually. The first sub-boss is a team composed of bosses from other franchises. Mr. Pimp, Big, from Art of Fighting. Krauser from Foul Fury. And Geese Howard. Oh yeah! Can you feel the raging storm? It's coming! These guys are pretty easy as long as you spam the jumping C plus D attack. That thing is so broken. And speaking about broken, Clark and his Argentinian backbreaker turn any opponent into dust with its damage ratio. This thing has no animation, which means that if you fail it, a kick will still come out. It's incredible how cheap this move is. But I digress. Let's move on to the next boss, Chizuru Kagura. This boss can be hard if you don't know what you're doing. The trick here is to jump forward, do the C plus D attack and back off. Yeah, it's definitely broken. After she's out of the way, we get to the final boss, Ginitz. Oh god! You have no idea how hard this boss is the first 30 times you fight him. He'll always get you, and he will be impossible to beat if it wasn't because of a loophole in his AI. You just have to keep jumping and sweeping. However, it took me a while to find it, mostly because it doesn't appear to be one at first sight. Plus, it works better with certain characters. He would be okay if he didn't have that damn desperation move that he does all the fucking time.
The bosses in that game were bullshit, period. I had an easier time beating Goro and Motaro in the old MK games than I did with those guys. And let me just say, Goro and Motaro can perfectly block almost every move and hit like semi-trucks. I mostly won due to bosses whiffing at the last moment and me pulling off a desperation move. Worst part about it was that I couldn't even cheese those fights when I got frustrated because all of a sudden they got smart and started blocking my jump kicks and leg sweeps. My blood boils from even thinking about it.
Are you done, Byron? This asshole keeps fucking with me even beyond the grave. Let's just move on. 96 is one of the few games that give me that arcade feel whenever I play it. I just love it so much. SNK also released a bonus disc for the Neo Geo CD called KOF 96 Neo Geo Collection, which includes some extra stuff like the arranged soundtrack. The most interesting feature in the disc are the character profiles narrated by their own voice actors. They contain bloopers and small clips of the voice actors talking about themselves. It's all in Japanese, but the bloopers are fun to hear and Krauser's voice actor actually speaks English.
I'm Wolfgang Krauser, king of the underworld.
Done with 96? Let's go on to 97.
Back to for the answer they found to be searching. Is it the fate or just bloody coincidence? It shall be clear as the powers will be as one. Now, the fourth phase is about to begin.
Fighters 97. Story moves for my destiny.
This game did some interesting changes to the Super Combo bar. You could pick between the original Extra bar or the new Advanced bar. The Advanced bar is similar to the bar that Street Fighter Alpha uses, but it has a nice twist. If you have one bar filled, you can go into max mode. During this state, your character does more damage and it can perform super desperation moves. However, they use up an extra bar. Another feature is the passing system. I really don't know how to call it. But anyway, by pressing the C button in the character and order select screens, you'll notice that the character has smiling faces, neutral faces, or angry faces. If there's a neutral face, it means that the previous character will pass on his or her power stock. If there's a smiley face, an extra power stock will be passed on, and if there's an angry face, no stocks will be passed on. What a fucking asshole. Duffman, I mean Clark and Ralph pass on an extra power stock to each other but not Leona. I wonder why. If you pick the extra bar, the power stocks will get replaced with the old spirit bar, the dodge move will get replaced with the sidestep, and the run will get replaced with a fucking hop. And colors will change for no reason. A cool aspect about this game is that there are many edit teams that are not in plain sight, such as the Old Heroes team, the Shingo team, the Three Sacred Treasures team, etc. I think the only thing bad about this game is its lack of music. The background noises do make you feel like you're watching a worldwide televised tournament, but nothing can beat the rush that the marvelous SNK soundtracks bring. I appreciate the atmosphere the game creates, but it feels pretty empty at times. To be fair, some characters or teams do have music. Here they are. Now onto the main course, the bosses. First, we need to fight Orochi Yori.
Round one. Ready, go!
This is a super sweet boss fight with a cool atmosphere, but it doesn't last long because of the damage you both take. It's worth noting that if you're using Yori, you'll fight Leona. Right after that, we face the Orochi team. The team's order is always the same: Chris, Charmy, and Shashiro. The first two are easy, but if you don't have a good Champ and Sweet character against Shashiro, then you're gonna get your shit slapped.
You can't touch this. Stop! Hammer time!
I really enjoyed this boss fight. It's even more challenging than the actual final boss. You just have to be careful and grab him. I don't know if I should be grateful or pissed, so I'll choose to be grateful since, you know, it would be pretty hard if his AI wasn't shit. Bottom line, this is a great KOF and it would be one of my favorites if it had more music. It's also a good one to start with since it's challenging but not bad shit insanely hard. And now to the end of the Orochi saga, KOF 98.
Say that shit like you just got your motherfucker.
It all began in 94, kept on rolling in 95, square plates in 96, it came to an end in 97, and now it comes, and here we go. KOF is here again. Nothing's gonna stop us, 1998.
'98 is a lot like '97 but better. The gameplay has been tweaked to make the game a lot more enjoyable for both new and old players. They didn't change the systems, but the passing system was altered. In the last game, the passing system depended on the character that was going to fight first and the character that followed him. For example, Ralph gives an extra power stock to Clark but not Leona. In this game, however, the passing system goes at random. If the character has a smiley face, he will pass on an extra power stock to anyone. The angry face changed too. Now it means that all the power stocks but one will be passed on. The advance bar is also different. Before, if you did a super desperation move, you will still be in max mode. Now the max mode is consumed as well. Plus, every time a member of your team loses, an extra slot is added, going from 3 to a maximum of 5. I think the biggest attraction this game has to offer is its roster. It has 38 selectable characters without including special versions. Sadly, there's no Geese. Don't worry, Terry, you'll get your revenge soon.
Okay!
Round ball!
Hell yeah, Rugal is back!
Ready,
and he's weak as shit. Seriously, you can just dodge and grab him. It's almost impossible to lose to this dude. I guess I should be grateful again, we don't want to repeat what happened in 95. This is considered to be the best KOF game. It's not my favorite, but it's up there. Like 97, a good one to start with the series. And I think I'm done here. Oh wait, the ports! Now, the console ports are the same, but they need to load after every round. The ones I wanted to talk about are the Game Boy ports of 95 and 96. Why? Because I just want to point out that they exist. They're not that different from each other, but there are two main differences I'd like to address. First, in 95 the music is always the same. It's not bad, but you hear the whole damn game. And then there's the difficulty. 95 is a piece of cake. 96 on the other hand is like 8-bit Dark Souls. Mine keeps jumping all over the place. I don't know what to do, the lack of animations is confusing me. And well, I guess this is about it. See ya later, fuckers! So, Mr. Kenzo, you admit you grabbed her again. What do you have to say in your defense? Mr. Kenzo, your silence will only incriminate you further. Mr. Kenzo, get back! Get back! No! No! No!
Dramatization may not have happened.